Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Straight Talk. In this episode, we're here at our Istanbul office with Cameron Degan. Cameron, welcome.
Hello there, Alaattin. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Very well. What are we going to talk about today?
We'll be talking about something really interesting. We'll take a little bit of a reverse psychology. Today, we're not going to say invest through property Turkey. We'll say invest with property Turkey.
Okay.
Basically, what I'm trying to get at is this. We have the agency part of Property Turkey that we sell properties. Well, we actually buy for our clients, for our retail clients, one property here, one property there, based on their specific needs and desires. But there is also the intimate investor group that you have. These are the people that you have, accumulated over time, people who maybe initially came in as clients and now they're in your close circle and you guys invest in Turkish real estate. And through you, this is not at an institutional level now. No. We as Property Turkey, we do not provide such a service. But so far, this has been happening through you. And today, me and my audience, we really want to know what this group is about and what are some of the activities that you guys do.
Okay. All right. Now, thanks. This is a subject I actually quite like talking about, right. Although we never talked about it before, I don't think.
Maybe we did.
We may have in passing. Now, Property Turkey obviously is a real estate agency.
Right.
And 80% of our business is acting on behalf of our clients, or rather advising and guiding our clients what to buy, where to buy, how to buy. But this is not the only thing we do. In fact, I personally get heavily involved in investing together with clients. Now, these are clients who work with us, who purchased through us over the past 10, 15 years. And then from clients, we kind of became friends, we became good friends, and then we started investing together. So you could call this a buying group.
Right.
There are about a dozen of us, and we don't always act together, all 12 of us, or the entire dozen, but we could be like anything from, a group of 5 people, a group of 10 people, depending on their circumstances at the time that funds are required. So simply put, this is what I do. Say I see a good opportunity somewhere in Beşiktaş. A developer I know who's bitten a little bit more than he could chew, so he needs cash injection.
Right.
And he is halfway through building a boutique development, or say 50 apartments, I don't know, somewhere very central in Beşiktaş. Well, I love the location. Right. I live there. I'm a full fan of the area.
You live in Nişantaşı, don't you?
Well, Nişantaşı, Beşiktaş area. I'm on the borders, really.
Okay.
And, the guy needs money because as I said, he's bitten more than he could chew. So what I do at that point is I go in there and I say to him, look, you're building 50 apartments here. You only managed to sell 10 of them, so you've got 40 of them to sell, and you've got quite hefty construction costs still to go before you can hand over these apartments.
Right.
So you are in a bit of a pickle, as we say. You're in a bit of a difficulty, let's say. I can help you. What if I come in and I buy those remaining 40 apartments from you? I'm going to come in one swoop movement, I'm going to purchase 40 apartments from you, and I'm going to pay you 50% up front, so you have the funds to complete your construction, and 50% once you've completed. However, you selling each unit, let's make it for argument's sake very simple and easy, you're selling each unit for $500,000, I'm going to pay you $375,000 per unit. but you're going to get the cash tomorrow. Do you know what? We probably will end up tying at 400. Now, if you're buying a 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom apartment in a very good location in Beşiktaş, in the most expensive postcode of Istanbul, for $400,000, you've done pretty well, because the market value of it, if you could live in it today, if it was completed today, is probably no less than $600,000.
Right.
So you're buying it at a very, very hefty discount. So what I would do then is I would start calling my friends. I would say, hey, are you good for X amount? Are you good for X amount? Believe me, out of a dozen of us, I will come up with the money. Within a few weeks, I'll come up with the money. So what we do, it could be 5 of us, it could be 10 of us, it could be all of us chipping in. So what we do is, depending on how much each person chips in, we form a buying group, and we go and buy those 40 apartments. And then what do? We sit on them. We wait for the developer to complete the project. Once the developer completes the project, it's looking very nice. It's in a good location. Nice design. We would have given the developer advice as well, how to package it, how to go to market with it, how to do the kitchen, and how to furnish the interiors. We give them interior design, interior architecture sort of input too, because we know how to make a difference. Right. We know what makes money. And what happens then is we basically give those 40 units to our client advisory department, the guys who sell, and we say, okay, sell them.
These.
And then you know what? Within probably 3 months, all 40 would fly out of the shelves.
Right.
At very decent prices.
Okay.
If the market rate is 600, we will probably sell them at 550.
So you're
we bought them at 400, we sold them at 550.
Right.
So you have, I'm just giving figures, 150,000 profit on a 400,000 deal. That's a very, very good profit.
Good money.
And usually all of that can happen within under a year. Now, what we do then is we distribute the profits to the initial investors, including me, because I'm usually one of these investors.
Right. I'm usually one of those investors, yeah.
And then the eventual buyers are also winning, because they're actually buying at a good value too. Right. So it's win-win-win, really.
For everyone.
For everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand it. But talk to me about what the secret of this is. I mean, certainly Istanbul is an ocean. It's a 20 million city. Yeah. There are constructions all over the place, and there are not just constructions. There are property owners who want to sell their properties in bulk, because what happens is, if I have 20 units, if I want to sell my units, if I sell it to one person in one go, I do not pay capital appreciation tax. So there's a lot of people out there who are looking to let go of a bulk of their assets in order for not to pay any tax. So there are these types of deals. Deals are happening as well. But in such a market, how do you seize these type of opportunities? What is your recipe to find these types of opportunities and seize them?
Well, Alaattin, to be honest with you, there is no recipe. There is no recipe. It's knowledge, it's know-how, and it's longevity. We've been in the market for a very, very long time. So particularly in Istanbul, where we're very, very strong, developers, they know us. They know we have clients, and they know that we're willing to jump at good deals. So particularly small to medium-sized developers, where the good deals usually are, they come to us. And if they didn't come to us, we would go and find them. I mean, we have a team the last I counted, there were 15 people. We have a team of 15 or so people whose job is to go out there and find those deals. They talk to banks for bank foreclosures. In the UK, we call those bank repossessions. When someone cannot pay his mortgage, the bank goes and acquires the property, and the bank is trying to sell the property, and all they care really is to cover the loan on it. So usually, banks are willing to let go of such properties at a heavily discounted price. Okay, so we jump at those, right, if they are the right types of properties. Then, particularly when the domestic market is slow, such as today.
Right.
As you know, the domestic market in Turkey right now is a little bit slow.
Right.
So what happens is small developers, small to mid-sized developers, they may come into difficulties, especially if they overextended themselves when the market was very strong 3-4 years ago. They might have overextended themselves, so they may have come through a little bit of a difficulty, so they need cash injection. So there's an opportunity for us. And there are some very good opportunities in the resale market these days. Again, because the domestic market is slow, then the resale, the individual investors who purchased several years ago with a view to turning them around, well, all of a sudden they don't have an exit. Or their exit strategy is not as strong as they anticipated it to be. Again, opportunity for us. So opportunities can come in all sizes, all shapes, and from all corners. If you know the market, if you know how to smell the market, you will get those opportunities. The question is, if you're an investor, a foreign investor, the question is, are you willing and able to jump at those opportunities when the opportunity raises its head? Because an opportunity by definition is something that it's there and you need to jump at it and close the deal.
Seize the opportunity.
You got to seize it. You can't turn around and say to a builder who's in need of cash, you can't turn around and say, you know what, give me 40% discount, I'll buy those units off you, but my funds are not going to be ready for another 3 months. Well, the guy needs the money today, not in 3 months' time.
Right.
So you're not an investor. Okay? So this kind of group buying wouldn't work with you, because if you want to be part of this group, and all my friends are in the same boat, you got to have funds ready. So when I pick up the phone and say, hey, I've got an opportunity, get ready to wire X amount of money within 1 week, you got to be able to do that. Or if you're not, then you can say, you know what, Cameron, I'll miss on this one next time.
Okay.
So then I'll call the next guy. So but that's the thing. The number one prerequisite of this is availability of funds.
Let me ask you another question.
Today.
Let me ask you another question. So what you're basically saying is that we have a group of people, a group of investors.
Yes.
We leverage the buying power. We go in there. We buy properties in bulk. We basically satisfy the cash needs of developers out there to get better deals. And then we run those properties through the sales machine of Property Turkey. How about taxes? Because you guys must have been paying a lot of taxes, right?
Well, yes, there are taxes to be paid, particularly because we would be buying and selling within 5 years. Generally, if you have acquired title, and most often we acquired a title on ourselves, there will be taxes to pay. We do minimize our tax liability as much as we can, of course, legally. We don't evade tax, we avoid tax. As you know, tax avoidance is legal, tax evasion is illegal. So we don't evade, we avoid.
Right.
But we do anything and everything we can to avoid tax. But despite that, we end up with a tax liability of around 15 to 25% usually. If I look at all the deals we've done in the last 5 or so years, I'd say the tax liability ended up between 15 to 25%, somewhere in that
that's
zone.
the capital appreciation, right?
Of the profits,
Right, of the
not
profit,
of the whole, some
Right.
of the profit.
Right.
But again, 15 to 20% is up to 1/5 of your profits you're giving away. It's quite a hefty amount, but it is what it is, and we live with that. Although we are introducing a vehicle, a financial product, a licensed vehicle, to kind of do what we do in an informal, friendship-based way, in a more structured, licensed real estate investment trust format.
Right.
As Property Turkey, we managed to obtain the license from SPK of Turkey, which is the equivalent of SEC of the US. It's Markets and Capital Markets Board.
Right.
It's the regulatory authority of the Turkish government looking after banks and financial institutions. We got a license from them, to operate real estate investment trusts. And a real estate investment trust is basically, simply put, is a vehicle to do exactly what we do in an informal way, to do it in a formal, structured way, as a tax shelter.
Right, tax-free.
Because within a
tax-free.
REIT, there's no
Right.
tax.
Yeah.
So that 15 to 25% tax I talked about, it should appear that pretty soon we're not going to be talking about it anymore.
Right.
So within the REIT. So
I mean,
we shall be launching that within the next month or two.
we have the preliminary, trials of that we have
I
been
know,
using,
I know.
in-house.
For the last 1 year.
Yeah, for the last 1 year.
For the last 1
we've been
year.
experimenting with it, and so far it is
Yeah.
what they say it is.
Yeah.
It's doing exactly what you're doing with zero tax and completely legal, and the government is pushing for it. Because,
Basically, what we've been doing for the last 1 year is we actually set up a real estate investment trust, a REIT as they call it. But because we didn't have a license as Property Turkey, we had a third party fund management company set it up for us under their own umbrella. So the fund is not managed by us, is managed by them, but it's a fund that is owned by me as Cameron Deggan. So what I did is I kind of put a few sizable assets into it, real estates. I think I put a few commercial and a few residential properties into the fund about a year ago. And what we have been doing within the fund over the past year is we've been buying and selling within it.
Right.
So, it has a base on my assets, but I invited a few of our investors into the fund, and they injected cash into it. And with that cash, we went out there, we purchased some really good assets, we sold them, we returned the profits to the investors, completely tax-free. So what I'm saying is, for the past 1 year, we as Property Turkey, we've been playing with it, we've been testing it. We just wanted to make sure that it works for us, for our business model, which is quite fast. We go in and out, and which requires investors to be able to come in very quickly. And when we distribute funds, we wanted to make sure that indeed, as it says on the paper, as it says on the tin,
Right.
it does what it says, that it gives people a safe and tax-free investment vehicle. And it so happens that it does.
Right.
So now we got our own license. So very soon we shall be introducing Property Turkey's own real estate investment fund.
Right, and this will make it scalable, right? I mean, so far what
It
you're
will make
talking
it
about,
scalable,
it's
yeah.
basically Cameron and his friends
Yeah.
investing through Cameron's own fund, which
All
it sounds all good, but it's not scalable. If I'm person X who's trying to, okay, I'm going to invest $300,000.
I mean, look,
right?
okay, let's put it this way, Alaattin.
Right.
Look, you're an investor,
Right.
Alaattin. Let's assume, I don't know, you're from South Africa. Okay.
Oh, I like
don't know,
South Africa.
South Africa, the Cape Town,
Cape Town.
lovely place.
Love it.
Love it. Say you're a Cape Townian. Oh, is that the right?
Cape Kryptonian.
Kryptonian.
Yeah.
Cape Townian.
Cape
if
Townian.
if that's the word.
Cape Town folk.
Investor. And then, you send us an inquiry and you say, hey, I'd like to invest in Turkish real estate. And you know what? On the process, I'd like to get Turkish citizenship too. And let's assume I talk to you on the phone. It's the first time we talk. What am I going to say to you? Hey, Alaattin, you know what? I invest in real estate. I do pretty well out of it.
Right.
I'm doing very well, thank you,
Right.
Alaattin. And do you know what? I can help you do the same, Alaattin.
Right.
Come, give me your money. Just trust me. I'm a good guy. You see me on TV every day. I'm a good guy. I'm here. I've been here for a while. I'll be here for a while. So give me your money. Let me invest it for you. And you know what? In around 12 months' time, or maybe 18 months' time, or maybe 24 months' time, or God knows when. There's nothing written, but you know what? Trust me, I'm a good guy. I'll invest it for you, just like I invest for myself. I'll keep you exactly at par with myself. No differentiation. And I shall return your profits to you. And whatever tax there is, of course, we shall minimize it and avoid it as much as we can. We shall deduct the tax, and the rest, you will have
You want my answer?
back in your pocket. What would you say? Will you wire me the funds tomorrow, please, Alaattin?
I'd say you're a very good man, Cameron. I'll wire you the funds tomorrow. Well, of course not. I'd say, okay, first of all, who are you?
You're going to be asking, amongst other things,
a billion questions.
who are you?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Alaattin, you know who I am. I'm Cameron. Watch the program. You know, we got 100 or so episodes.
Right.
I'm Cameron. Look at me.
Right.
I'm a good guy.
Right.
Give me your money. You're not going to give me your money because you want to know, how do we invest it?
Right.
Well, who monitors us? What do we do with your money? How do you know that indeed we invested your money where we said we invested your money and we didn't do something else with it? How do you know? What's there to say that indeed, I shall return you your capital plus your profits at the time that I said I would return it to you? What if I go bankrupt? What if this? What if that? So you've got 1,001 questions.
Right.
As a result, so far, we never told anybody about this.
Right.
The only people who we do this with are people who know us.
And basically our friends.
They're friends.
Right.
So now what we want to do, because, me and our friends included, we are very happy with what we do.
Right.
Because over the past 5 years in particular, we've done very well out of this. We executed some incredible deals and we returned some very handsome profits. Okay.
Right.
So what we wish to do is we wish to take this model, put it through a scalable infrastructure, a vehicle that gives the investor a peace of mind, safety and security in terms of how it is executed, who manages it, who monitors it, what regulations and law is that vehicle subject to. Does it get audited by independent auditors? And is there a credible, reputable body overall that monitors and that basically makes sure that these guys do what they say they would do?
And a custodian bank that keeps
And is there a custodian bank that keeps your funds as well?
Right.
So
you're describing a REIT, a real estate investment trust.
This is what we are now going to go to market with. So what we're going to say to our investors going forward is, look, guys, if you want some of the action that me and my friends have been participating in,
right,
and quite profitably too, now we're going to give you a vehicle where you can come in with a peace of mind, regulated by the right authority in Turkey, audited independently twice a year, where every transaction is approved by the highest level authority in the country. So this is full peace of mind. So, that's what we're going to do. So what we've been doing for ourselves, we're going to be doing for all
we want
investors.
to institutionalize
We
it.
want to institutionalize
Mass market
We want to mass market it.
Right. This is just great. This was the exact stuff.
This
that
is
I
a
was
win-win.
talking
Look,
about.
this is a win-win.
Yes.
This is a win for the investor. It's a win for us as Property Turkey. Why? Because it gives us buying power.
Right.
And the buying power, what it means is it means better prices, better deals from the market, better recognition in the market. And what that does in return for the next wave of investors, it gives even a bigger buying power. And then a bigger one. So the bigger it gets, the bigger deals you can carve out of the market.
Right.
And the bigger deals you carve out of the market, the bigger returns you can give to your investors.
And for the buyers as well, you can undercut the market as and when you
Exactly.
want.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
you reap off the benefits. Well, we in the following episode we'll be talking about more of this REIT that we're talking about. I'll be preparing a lot of informative videos about all the things that you talked about, as if what it is, how does it work, what is its investment strategy, the securities that it has, the custodian bank and everything, the overall complete picture of it.
Not an easy thing. I mean, look, not an easy thing at all. I mean,
Right.
what I mean, not any. It is easy to manage it because what we're going to be doing, from our viewpoint, is we're going to be doing exactly what we do.
Right.
We're not going to be doing anything different. It's just that we have a team of experts who are going to be managing this vehicle, and we have independent auditors, and we have the SPK, the regulatory body of Turkey, who's going to be auditing us and approving every transaction. But these are all the formalities of managing a real estate investment trust, which at the end of the day are the things that give the REIT the credibility that it requires to attract investment.
Right.
But as far as we are concerned, me and our management team here, what we will be doing is exactly what we do for our friends and ourselves. You know, we're going to be
Creating wealth.
creating wealth.
Right.
There's no other way of putting it. We're going to be creating wealth.
Right.
And tax-free wealth as well, by the way.
Yeah.
That's important.
It's the money is taxed eventually. In Turkey, we have this
Eventually, yeah.
consumption tax. You buy one car for yourself and 3 cars for the government, and that's the way that we are taxed. So,
Well, I mean,
so
you know, you
there's
decide
no
what you do with your
avoiding
money, so.
tax. But if you're not living in Turkey, if you're a foreign investor, certainly you benefit a lot
Of course.
from avoiding a tax. Cameron, I think this is revolutionary. This will be revolutionizing.
wait for it to hit the
you know.
market, Alaattin.
Right, right.
Wait for it to
It's
hit the
such
market.
a great idea. Thank you very much
No
for
worries.
bringing this up. Guys, thank you very much for listening. Please, please, please stay tuned for more on what Cameron just talked about, because this is a very, very important thing. First ever in this space.
Shall I tell you something?
Yeah.
I think this is going to be the biggest thing we've ever done.
You think so?
Yeah. I think this is going to take over Property Turkey. And I think this is going to be bigger than Property Turkey, this fund. I'm telling you. I smell it. I've got a big nose.
No, I can definitely see that. Well,
The nose?
It definitely has the potential. No, it definitely does have the potential.
It does.
It definitely does have the potential to be the bigger than Property Turkey. But since it is something that is coming out of Property Turkey, it's never going to overshine that.
We do have an emotional attachment to the
I
the
can
brand.
see that. Your eyes are getting watery again. It's you know.
Of course, I have an emotional
teardrops.
attachment
Yeah.
to it. What do you
Yeah.
expect?
I love you, man. I seriously do. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, guys. With this WhatsApp number, you can reach us. Take care, and see you in the next one.
Take care.